Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Texas Game Hunters. On this week's episode, we're headed down to South Texas, Luis, Texas, to Seven Oaks Ranch. Now, we've done a couple episodes there in the past for deer and hog. This episode's a little bit different even for us. We're gonna go out there for some coyote hunting. Personally, I've actually never hunted coyotes before, so we're going to request the help of a professional. Charles, who's one of our avid members, that's all he does is coyote hunt. He sent us out a game caller, gave us some tips on what calls to use and how to do it, but I still have a few more questions for him before I head out there. And I want to video this episode because I know a lot of us deer hunters, hog hunters, don't get out predator hunting as much as we want, and I know a lot of us want to dip our feet into it, which is what I'm doing this weekend. So how do you get started with that? You're gonna see some mistakes that I make, but hopefully we all learn from it, and hopefully we get some on the ground. So let's give Charles a call and see if he can't get us started. It's about 5:30 now. Feeder should be going off soon. Hey everybody, welcome to txgamehunters.com. Shot, 20-mile-an-hour crosswind.
That's awesome. Oh.
This portion of Texas Game Hunters is brought to you by ATN, the future of optics. OD Green Gun Oil. If you love them, keep them lubed. Magnetic Force Holsters. The perfect holster for any situation. Sniper Hog Lights. Light up the night with the original Sniper Hog Light. NightVisionUniverse.com. Let us be your eyes in the night. Mormon Taxidermy. Your best choice for taxidermy in Texas, period. Covert Ops Outdoors. Spray on and disappear. SRB Field Rest. Never lay your gun or bow on the ground again.
Hello?
Charles, how's it going, sir?
Hey, you're pretty good. How's it going for you guys?
Good. So we're headed out to the ranch, and as you know, this is my first coyote hunt. So you're the professional,
Right.
And once again, thank you for sending us. Thank you for sending us out the Fox Pro, so we can have a chance.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So you have a few favorites set on there that you would recommend for a first-time caller, just sort of a go-to type thing and we haven't scouted this land, so what would you recommend on what you have set on the caller of the first day out versus the second day of hunting?
Now, the first thing I'd advise to a new person is if I know everybody's right now talking about vocals and everything, but the thing about vocals is if you're not real familiar with them, I would stay away from them. So going into a blind property, I would stick more to the prey distress, rabbits or birds. Usually my favorite is I like to start off with nutty nuthatch, play it for 5 to 6 minutes, set and watch, and then maybe go into a rabbit distress for another 5 to 6 minutes. And then me personally, I always like to end my stand with some type of pup distress. Not really any particular one that I'll name, but just your choice.
So
Library.
So we're going to set up, and we're probably going to want an average of 100-yarder shot or less. How far away should we set the collar and the decoy away from us to get started? Uh-oh, dude. I lost him. Let's get him back. Driving out to the boonies. That's what happens.
I'm not able to take your call at this time.
Oh, he's calling me. Hey, sorry about that. We dropped you.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you're getting to your setup.
Yep, so we're gonna want like a 100-yarder in shot. So about how far should we set the caller up away from us to get sort of that, 50 to 100-yard shot?
Now, I normally set the caller 40 to 50 yards out in front of me, and then depending on the wind direction, I'll set it to where the call is more to the upwind side, because a coyote will generally try to circle downwind on a prey distress. So you want them to where if they try to circle the caller downwind, it'll put it more in front of you. So depending on your wind situation, the wind is the most critical thing to a coyote, man. You definitely want to have the wind in your favor, because if a coyote smells you, you're not going to see. So normally what I like to do is I like to set the caller 40 to 50 yards out in front of me and to my upwind or crosswind side, which would cause the coyote, if he circles downwind, he would more or less be in front of me.
Okay, awesome. And how far is the range on the remote that comes with that Fox Pro, the heat wave? The shockwave, sorry.
I've never really tested the remote for range, but 40 or 50 yards would be perfect. You won't have any problems, but I believe it's advertised as 100 yards line of sight, I believe.
Okay.
But like I say, I've never really tested, never really set the caller out and just walked away from it to see how far it actually works.
All right, sweet. And so with starting off with some of the distress calls, you say call about, how long would you use each call, and then how long in between would you rest and watch before you start up another distress?
Now I would start off my first distress. Generally a coyote can cover a mile in 4 minutes if he's on a good pace. So I normally try to stick my calling to 5 to 8 minutes, and then I'll stop for a minute or two, and then start up with my next sound, usually about a minute, and then I'll try my next sound and play it for 4 to 8 minutes, and then on my pup distress, I normally just go right into it after whatever my last sound would be at about the 15 or 20 minute mark on stands, which brings me to stand total time. I generally don't spend more than 25 or 30 minutes on stand. If I haven't seen anything, it's generally time to get up and move to a new spot after about 30 minutes.
And you want to move about a quarter mile away, you were saying before, correct, when you change stands at least?
Yeah, I would say at least a quarter mile, but then depending on the wind and how bad the wind is, the windier days you can make stands closer together. If it's a good calm day, you want to at least go a quarter mile. Okay.
And we sent you that map of the area, and we're going to be it's a very dense area outside the high fence. The coyotes have been coming in the high fence and taking out some of his trophy deer. So outside the high fence, there's this nice long pipeline and then this creek, and according to the owner, along the creek has a pretty good line of sight. It's pretty thin along the creek. So we're gonna do a couple stands along the pipeline and a couple along that creek on the outside of the fence. And so about 25, 30 minutes.
In a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to take the Texas 71 East ramp to Austin.
Yeah, I generally stick to 25, 30 minutes on a stand and then move a quarter mile or so. But there again, like I say, it depends on your wind. If you're calling in a high wind situation, generally you can call your stands close together. Okay. But as a general thumb, on a calm day, you want to move at least a quarter mile.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, sir. I'll probably be calling you again before the weekend's out. So as things change.
That'll work.
3 miles.
Well, we appreciate it. We're going to head on out. We're going to do some scouting today and see what we can come up with. And after this rain breaks, because it's raining all day today, we're going to try to maybe hunt in between the rains when they're out prowling today and then tonight after dark when the rain stops.
That'll work. Good luck.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Well, you heard the man. Hopefully you guys took notes. We took mental notes. We always have the tape to play back while we're out there if we need some more. But stay tuned. We'll be there soon, and we'll get out to scouting and see if we can't get something on the ground. This portion of Texas Game Hunters is brought to you by ATN, the future of optics. OD Green Gun Oil. If you love them, keep them lubed. Magnetic Force Holsters, the perfect holster for any situation. Sniper Hog Lights. Light up the night with the original Sniper Hog Light. NightVisionUniverse.com. Let us be your eyes in the night. Mormon Taxidermy, your best choice for taxidermy in Texas, period. Covert Ops Outdoors. Spray on and disappear. SRB Field Rest. Never lay your gun or bow on the ground again. Welcome back, everybody. We were gonna get up in the blind, but they just did some work to this blind, so it's not secured. So climbing up and almost tilt over. So, and I'm a big guy, so that wouldn't be good. So for this spot, we're improvising a little bit. We're pulled back into a bush in a Polaris, and the wind's in our favor. So we have the Fox Pro about 40 yards in front of us, down in a trench. So, and then atop, on the other side of the creek, there's a little valley, and we're thinking that anything that comes from the other side of the creek will have to come up over that little ridge. So we'll be able to see them before they see us. So we're gonna get to calling, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. So the only reason why we're hunting in the middle of the day right now is because it just stopped raining. It's been raining for like 3 days. It just stopped raining. So we're hoping that this break is going to get them up and moving. So we're going to hunt this spot for about 30-45 minutes and then move to a different spot and go from there. All right, let's get us a coyote. We'll give it about 3 to 4 more minutes of silence, and we'll start a bird distress. Let that go for about 7 minutes. And that'll be about 45 minutes at this spot. And then end it. Move to another spot. It's getting some attention for some birds. Something's coming in. Alright, let's end it with a den raid and then see what that does. Well, this stand is a bust. Some good calling, got some activity from some birds, but all right, let's switch stands. Let's pack up and go to a different spot. This portion of Texas Game Hunters is brought to you by ATN, the future of optics. OD Green Gun Oil. If you love them, keep them lubed. Magnetic Force Holsters. The perfect holster for any situation. Sniper Hog Lights. Light up the night with the original Sniper Hog Light. NightVisionUniverse.com. Let us be your eyes in the night. Mormon Taxidermy. Your best choice for taxidermy in Texas, period. Covert Ops Outdoors. Spray on and disappear. SRB Field Rest. Never lay your gun or bow on the ground again. Infrared spotlight on night vision. Well, the last 2 days hasn't been exactly how we planned it. Weather-wise, just did not work out for us. The weather report called for just a little bit of rain in the first afternoon. Then it was supposed to taper off, clear up at night, and the next day was supposed to be decent. We watched the weather report for weeks. Well, when we actually got out there, it just rained and rained and rained. It let up for a little bit around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when we went out and did the first set. Tried to call in some coyotes, and not much luck at all. Nothing would respond. I mean, it was in the middle of the afternoon, but it was the first break in the weather we've had, so we thought, maybe they'll be out on the prowl, see what we could find. Nothing. Then we went out in the evening, in the afternoon, and tried right around sunset. Still nothing. There was one spot of hope that first night. It stopped raining finally around midnight, and we heard the coyotes start howling in the background. So we went to the back end of the ranch and we gave it another shot, and it just didn't pan out again. But
it didn't work out. And then the next day, a cold front came through and just shut everything down. It was windy, it was cold, it was just ridiculous. But Charles Starkey, who we talked at the beginning of the episode, he had some luck over the last couple of days while we didn't. So let's take a minute here. We're gonna head on over to Charles up in Oklahoma, and let's have him show us how it's done.
Hey, thanks, Joseph. Man, I gotta say, I'm jealous. That looked like some good hunting spots for calling. I'm surprised you weren't just ran over by them coyotes down there in Texas. And the sounds, it's pretty much what we talked about for a first-time caller. I think the weather just had you beat on that one. But I would definitely go back and try that in a week or two. But in the meantime, let's see if we can put some Oklahoma coyotes in front of the camera. We're going to be hunting a new property today that's owned by Joseph Bailey of 5 Star Ranch near Okemah, Oklahoma. So I'd like to give a special thanks to him and our sponsor, TexasGameHunters.com. When we come back, the Predator Police will be on patrol.
This portion of Texas Game Hunters is brought to you by ATN, the future of optics. OD Green Gun Oil. If you love them, keep them lubed. Magnetic Force Holsters, the perfect holster for any situation. Sniper Hog Lights. Light up the night with the original Sniper Hog Light. NightVisionUniverse.com. Let us be your eyes in the night. Mormon Taxidermy, your best choice for taxidermy in Texas, period. Covert Ops Outdoors, spray on and disappear. SRB Field Rest, never lay your gun or bow on the ground again.
There's a coyote. It's coming in on the right, You got him?
Got it.
Where'd he go? Got it. Kill it.
Got him. Got him.
Well, once again, we're hunting on 5 Star Ranch here in Okemah. Playing a little bit of eastern cottontail and whatnot, a little bit of prey distress, put a little vocals out there. About 10 minutes in the stand, had a big old male come in. Old Dad put a pretty good shot on him with that X-Sight 2 mounted on his AR-223. Tell me a little bit about what happened there.
Well, he just come in to the right, and he hollered at me. I turned on him and put the hurt on him.
Put the hurt on him. Let's get this one to the truck and go get another one.
All right.
Give me some knuckles. All right.
So it was pretty wet. We weren't able to get exactly where we wanted to hunt. The creek was up, so we couldn't cross it. So we're gonna let it dry out for a couple weeks, and then come back and try it again, and see if we can walk away with a couple coyotes. But it wasn't all for nothing this weekend. Last night we went out and we just, since we couldn't get any coyotes, we decided in the mist and the light rain to see if we could get a few rabbits. So we went out and got a few rabbits for ourselves, and so we can make some nice stew out of. But overall, it was a fun experience, and we'll definitely be back in a couple weeks, and you guys will be right here with us. It's about 5:30 now. Feeders should be going off soon.
Hey everybody, welcome to txgamehunters.com.
Yard shot, 20-mile-an-hour crosswind.
That's awesome.